Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Recycled Cottage and Garden. And I'm going to do a short video today. To let you know what happened with me yesterday in canning and why I think it happened and what I'm going to do about it today and in the future. Okay, yesterday I canned 8 jars of fruit. 3 were peaches, 5 were pears. Now, I had 1 jar in the pantry that I'd used stuff out of and been cleaned and put away. I washed it and rinsed it well. These are all brand new jars from a brand new case of ball jars, which were the only ones I could find at the store. Now I go to Walmart. It's the only place I've got here that's affordable to buy anything like this. Normally I buy Golden Harvest brand. Golden Harvest, Kerr, and Ball are all made by the same company. They are all sold by the same company, which is now Newell, Newell. The Ball company no longer makes canning jars and stuff. All of the lids, no matter which brand it is, even the new 4 jars lid that everybody raves about, are made in China. But the 4 jars lids are inspected here and they have a higher rating from most people. They say they're thicker. Excuse my appearance. I'm recanning today, reprocessing I should say, so that these will be sealed. Now, 1 jar here that was in the cupboard, not out of the new thing. This one's a Kerr jar. It's an older one. It has a gold lid on it. Sorry for the lighting, but if I open the curtains, you won't be able to see anything. This is a Kerr. This is a Kerr jar with a Golden Harvest. Oh, how good you can see that. Golden Harvest lid. Okay. All the rest, and it's sealed perfectly. It's not coming loose. Okay. All the rest of these, all 7, are the brand new ball jars, brand new ball lids, brand new ball rings. This one feels like it's sealed, but this is the one I ran my finger over top of this morning and it sunk in. Doesn't mean it's sealed. I highly doubt that it really is, although it feels like it. I don't know if I trust it or not. This one is sunk in. Again, it's on there good and tight. This one is bumped up. When I ran my finger just like this, lightly across it, that one sunk in. This one just now did. Does not mean it's sealed. It has been since yesterday afternoon that it's been sitting there. I don't trust it. Once again, you may be able to see that. There's a slight bump in the middle. I barely touch it. It sinks in. It feels sealed. I'm not able to pull it loose. But I don't trust it. And the same with the 3 jars of peaches. So, what I'm going to do is remove these lids, put new ones on it. They're soaking in the hot water over here. And we're going to try this again, except for the one that I know for sure is sealed because it's sealed right away when I took it out of the canner. I did these in a water bath because they're fruit, they're high acid, they all have citric acid in the jar itself. The reason these are more yellow looking, even though they're apples, is because, or pears, I had some little tiny small cans of apple juice that was given to me. Wasn't going to use it for anything else. I'm not a huge fan of apple juice. And so I just used that to use as the liquid in the jars. Gives it a little extra flavor. If they end up tasting more like apples, I don't care. They're just going to go in a pie, a cobbler, or a smoothie or something anyway. So, what I'm going to do is to take these lids off of these 7. This one I know sealed because it's sealed right away, and it's an older lid. It had no problems. But the rest of these are going to be redone, which means I take the lids off, clean the rims, put on the new lids and the rings again. And this time, because I don't want to process them for another 40 minutes, I'm going to put them in as a pressure can. I'm going to pressure can them for like 20 minutes. They're going to degrade some, but I'd rather have degraded ones. I can use them in smoothies, no big deal there. I don't normally eat, fresh peaches and stuff just straight out of the jar. I can, but if they go to mush, it's okay. I can use them for smoothies. I'm fine with that. So here's the deal. I've been having failures of seals with ball lids in particular for months. Not all of them, just 1 or 2 out of every batch. And I'm either using that item or reprocessing it. So, let me get an opener here. That does help if I take the old lids off. Let me get a trash can. Put everything in. I've not been happy with the failure rate of the ball lids, which is one of the reasons I don't buy ball lids anymore. These came with the jar. Yeah, see how easy that opened? There was no pop. These came with, again, no pop. I bet if I open that one, there's a nice pop to it. But I'm not going to open that one since I know it's sealed. Yeah, this one's like real loose. Anyway, I've been hearing from many canners on YouTube that I enjoy watching that they're having the same issues. Most of them have switched over to the 4 jars lids. I don't have a problem with ordering and buying 4 jars lids, except that they do cost more than buying something locally at Walmart. Not by a whole lot, but by the time you add the shipping on, we're now at a higher price than I really want to pay for with as much canning as I do. Being just a single person, I get a grocery sack, one of the big reusable grocery sacks full of produce every week from a local place that does that for those of us on low income. And I desperately appreciate it. Very much so. But a lot of times, it's more produce than I know I can eat in a week. And in my case, this week, I've got stuff sitting in the refrigerator that's been there for 2 weeks, which part of this was. It was still okay to can, but I need to get this stuff processed and into jar because I have no freezer space. My freezer is packed with items that can't be canned. So I have to can them. I don't have a choice. And I don't mind canning them. I like having shelf-stable food, or I wouldn't be a canner. It's a lot more work than shoving it in the freezer, but at the same time, it's what works for me. So I'm replacing the ball lids with the Golden Harvest lids. I'm not reheating anything. When I water bath canned this the first time, everything was room temperature. The jars, the food, the liquid, the water in the canner. And I actually canned them longer, a little bit longer than some of them needed, because some of them only needed 35 minutes, whereas others needed 40 minutes. 5 minutes should not make a difference. And I don't believe it did. Seeing how one jar sealed. So, I can still get Golden Harvest lids. What annoys me is that I paid $11.97, almost $12 for a case of jars that the lids that came with it, they are supposed to come with it, didn't seal. Not one of them. So I won't be trusting the other ones I have in the closet in there to seal. I just won't. Now, last evening, I went to the Ball website, and this would be the Ball website where I used to get information. And that's where I found out that Ball, I knew they didn't do some of their stuff, but that it was Newell, which apparently is a company that bought out everything, including the brand name on it. But it redirected me to the Newell site. There was a link there. So I went to the Newell site, which says ball.com. Whatever. And I looked around and looked at things, and I clicked on the support button. The support button leads you to send them basically like an email through the internet. So I filled stuff out, wanted my name, my email address, and my address, but only the street address, not the town or the city, not the state, nothing, which I thought was a little weird, but okay. And then it had a place to upload a photo. Well, just to let them know I wasn't really happy with the failure on all of the Ball lids, I didn't really think I needed a photo. So I went down to the bottom and had to agree to something or other down there. And I clicked the submit button, and it did absolutely nothing. Didn't change, didn't move, didn't do anything. So I added a note to the bottom of my little blurb where they allow you to write in what your problem was. And I said, I'm sorry, I can't show you a photo of what happened because it's just that the lids didn't seal. So I uploaded, to make your system happy, I uploaded a picture of a sunset that I had. And then I hit submit again. Again, it did nothing. Went nowhere, did nothing. There was no way around it. There was nothing else I could do because that's their only contact, basically. There's no phone number. There's no email address. It's just this form you fill out. I wasn't overly happy about that either. That tells me they're getting a lot of complaints. And that's why their support help thing probably isn't working because it's been worked to death, and probably isn't going to function because they don't want to hear about it. Now, I know all these silver ball lids are made in China. I know that the Golden Harvest are made in China. But I can tell you, and this was a newer box that I got of the Golden Harvest, because I've been buying at least 2 to 4 boxes, but generally about 3 of them every time I go into Walmart. I have a good stack in my pantry, my canning pantry closet, but I don't want to run out. What if we can't get lids again like we did a year or so ago? What if China decides to do something bizarre and they're not shipping anything else over here? What about the supply issues? They've already got problems in China where nothing's coming over on ships right now. So, I'm not sure where that's all going to end up, but I want to have a decent supply, at least for the next year or so that I can still can food if need be and not be stuck. You do not want to reuse lids. I do reuse them on occasion for things like this. This is a reused lid. This is my jar of vinegar that I wet my thing in. This is a used lid. You probably can't see the indentations on it, but it is a used lid. That's the only thing I'm going to use it for, is storing dry goods for something like this. I do keep jars that like spaghetti sauce and nacho cheese and other weird things, pickles. I keep those jars and I store dry goods in those too. I don't use them for canning. That's not safe. Not in my mind. I've seen a lot of people do it. A lot of people in other countries do it that way. I don't. I follow our more stringent rules here. There are some... Excuse me for having to clear my throat. I'm still dealing with the tail end of the pneumonia, which is the chest congestion. Anyway, another present from the virus. Oh. Anyway, I'm about to put these in the canner. Everything again is room temperature, and I will bring these up and do them for 20 minutes in a pressure canner. I know they will seal at that. These are the better lids. I'm going to look into the 4 jars lids again. I know if you order like $100 worth, which is a huge chunk for me to put out at once, you can get free shipping. That might offset the cost of it enough for me to buy from 4 jars. Again, theirs are made in China as well, but they are made to a higher standard. They are thicker than even these, which work just fine. I've had no problems. I'm still old school. I have boiling water and put the lids in the boiling water sitting on the counter or on the table over here for me to put on here. That warms them up enough for that, the rim on it of the rubbery stuff to soften. That allows it to make that good seal. So I wanted to let people know that there is an issue with the ball jars, or at least the ones I got. Now, I did purchase mine in Texas when I was visiting my parents this summer. I wasn't sure what I was going to be able to get when I got home. So I bought 3 cases. I won't be using those lids. The rings are fine. The jars are fine. But I won't be using those lids. And I'd really like to send them back to Newell and say, fix this. But since I can't even get through to their supposed support help, I doubt sending them back to them would do any good either. So, I'll be looking into other options. I'll probably continue to buy the Golden Harvest as long as they have them at Walmart. And then we'll go from there and see. I may have to do 4 jars if I want a larger supply. I'm not going to buy any more of the wide mouth like this one. I don't have that many wide mouth jars. And I don't have to use those if I don't want to. I can continue to buy the narrow mouth. They actually fit better on my shelves. And I never have a problem getting food out of them. So I'm going to end this now before my clearing my throat drives y'all crazy. And just wanted to let you know what's been going on with my canning situation and why I'm not happy with what happened and where I'm going from here. I have bought cur lids in the past. Not recently, I never even see any in our Walmart. It's always just the ball and the Golden Harvest. So far, Golden Harvest has been okay. Whether that changes, I don't know. Whether we're going to end up with shortages and nothing in the store again, like when the virus first started a couple of years ago, I don't know. But with China having supply issues, with their ships sitting there and, doing nothing, they're not even going anywhere because of fuel shortages and all this mess. I don't know, because ships don't run on sail power anymore. They run on gasoline of one sort or another. I don't know what's going to happen and what's going on in this world. I know we got some crazy people in it that seem to be leaders, supposedly leaders. We've got some really dumb people that are supposedly leaders. They seem to be doing everything they can to make everything worse. It doesn't take much common sense to know that what they're doing isn't working. But that's just my opinion. And I'll leave it at that. And I will say thank you for joining me today. I hope that what I've shared with you today helps you in the future to make good decisions on what type of supplies you're buying. If you're having good luck with the ball lids, I don't know what to tell you. They were hit and miss. The ones I'd gotten on the new jars that I'd bought this summer. This last batch apparently is not as good. Not sure what their problem is. I know it wasn't anything I did. So, I'm going to put these back in the canner and reprocess them so that I have fruit to use in the future. Don't know that I'm going to do anything more than that today as far as canning. I'm still rather weak, little bit wobbly, but I'm getting better each day. This has been an ongoing situation, and I have another medical issue unrelated to the virus or the pneumonia. But it put me in the hospital for a week, and I have kidney stones I didn't know about. I had an extremely bad kidney infection I didn't know about. And only found out because I went to the ER one morning because I couldn't breathe because of the congestion from the pneumonia. Well, they started helping me with that, and one of the things they wanted was urine sample. Scared the crap out of me. It was brown. I'm one of those people that I tend to look in the toilet after I've used it, no matter what I've done, because I know that colorations and whatever can tell you a lot about what's going on with your body. It's just something I have done for years. I don't really think about it. Just glance in there, see what color it is. Is there anything in there that looks weird? No, fine, flush it. I had no issues, no pain. Still don't have any pain, even though I have stones in each kidney. We've got the infection cleared up at this point, but I did spend 5 days in the hospital with it. So, keep an eye on yourself. Things can happen at the weirdest times. It could be because my body was with the virus and the pneumonia that it caused. Could be that just pushed that kidney infection to the point where it was going to cause problems. I don't know for sure. But I'm monitoring it. My doctor's monitoring. And took my last antibiotic today. They don't want to keep me on it continually because then it doesn't work. So I'm drinking lots and lots more water. I'm up to about twice a night to go in the restroom. Anyway, things are improving, even though I sound froggy this morning. Well, it's not really it's noon already. I'm not an early riser, and I don't move fast in the morning unless I have to. Um, anyway, I am getting better. Uh, it kind of, the frogginess comes and goes, and doing okay so far. Just got to get my strength back, and a lot of that is just getting up and doing things, which is why I sat here and processed fruit yesterday and put it in the canner. I do sit here a lot because I do have sciatica, and excuse me, standing for more than about 10 minutes, I get in pain. So I do as much as I can sitting at the table. And then I got to stand up to do dishes, stand up to put stuff in the canner and all that. So anyway, thank you for visiting with me today. I have tried to keep this short, but you know me, I get off on rabbit trails. That's just me. Anyway, thank you very much for stopping by. I hope the information in this helps you to figure out making some decisions as far as, what you want to use for your supplies. I just wanted to share what's happened with me, and bear in mind that I'm a canner with over 30 years of experience both water bathing and pressure canning. So I know I didn't do anything wrong. Because it had been a couple of weeks since I'd done any canning, I was real careful to follow the steps. I even bought the new USDA canning book, canning guide. It was $10 off of Walmart or somewhere. Walmart, I think. I bought that because my canning book is like 20 years old. There are some new guidelines. This one also has some pretty good recipes in it from what I was looking at yesterday. So I sprung for that because the price was right. And we're going to go onward from here. So thanks for joining me. You guys have a good day, and we'll see you next time around.